Guys, welcome to the Trying to Get Jack podcast. What's good?
Villa edition.
Villa edition. We're in Thailand. Koh Samui?
Koh Samui.
Yes, with the lads. It's with the guys. Well, in the UK, you say the lads, right?
The lads, yeah.
Lads.
The lads.
Basically, today's conversation is going to be a conversation.
Yeah. It's great sometimes.
Yeah. So, I think first step is a little bit of a, what was that thing you said? Umbrella?
Elevator
pitch. Mahan, go. What's your elevator pitch?
Yeah, no. So like everyone is like, oh, where do you come from? How do you get into coaching? Who are you? Like, we're gonna do that, but like in 1 minute.
In 1 minute.
In 1 minute.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, is it what, me first? Or
1 minute.
Yeah.
I was an engineer, not an engineer, and was a kickboxer, not a kickboxer anymore. I'm a coach in person, not in person coach anymore. Online coaching from Thailand. And that's it, from Thailand. Give massages to people sometimes, I don't know.
You're not from Thailand.
You get massages?
No, I don't. I said in Thailand doing online coaching. That's my elevator pitch. Next.
Elevator pitch. You guys know, you guys kind of know me.
Sorry.
I'm a shit, I'll go to backs.
Big backs. Pretty much did all the physio things, did all the health things. Realized it's all pretty boring, and getting people jacked is more fun. So, technically physiotherapist, but pretty much do what these guys did, just like more crazy health stuff that's some gigantic headaches, but all good things.
Follow. Used to. What's your name on the street?
Oh, Felix. Yeah, that's important, eh?
From the UK, living in Bangkok, Thailand with the boys.
Technically my girl, but with the boys.
And yeah, been coaching now past 2.5, 3 years. Just went from corporate lifestyle, 10 years training, straight into online coaching. Not the bad since.
You're not qualified for it.
I'm qualified. Check out the IG. You'll see some transformations. You'll see I'm qualified. So we're good.
Yeah. Certified and qualified, not the same. We'll get to that.
We can transition from that topic.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people struggle with transitioning out of, even see like it's not even training, transitioning out of any career into any career that maybe they're passionate about, right? So I think Felix, you're mentioning, you transitioned out. Give us a little snippet of how that happened.
100%.
Yeah, which surgery did you have transitioning?
This guy.
Yeah, so
it cares.
Oh, that's fine.
We're gonna get cancelled. How did you think? Like 3 minutes in, it's fine.
Bro,
yeah, we'll give it a go.
People watch us from Brampton. No one can cancel.
No one's getting canceled. So I was playing like full-time football. Long story.
Soccer
for like Canadian American friends.
Yeah.
So playing full-time soccer. Always had a passion to play, playing at a high level. Got into the gym, just S&C kind of based stuff. So always was very, very curious, but was, long story short, got into the car industry, was selling cars, account manager, that sort of thing. And just knew that I wanted to get online. Didn't really know what steps to take. A friend of mine helped me get in good shape, body transformation sort of thing, a 12-week kind of program. And then it was just a case of like, I felt amazing. Can we swear on this?
Sure, yeah.
Just checking. So I was like, this is amazing. Yeah. Off the back of that, just wanted to be able to have that impact and help other people do a similar sort of thing. And so that was kind of the segue into coaching. Yeah. And for me, like, I got qualified online. I'd had, like, as I say, a decade of experience in the gym, but I don't think years in the gym equates to actual experience or anything like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't equate to actual qualifications or anything like that. So put the tick in the box and then just being kind of very curious about body transformation since, and pay this guy to coach me and learn a lot of shit from this dude as well, which helps. So that's what I think. I think go find the smartest people that you know. Some of the smartest people that you know, not the smartest, but some of the smartest. Pay them, get around them, ask questions, like remain curious, and kind of just rinse and repeat. It's right from there, really.
So you're transitioned out. You're creating content online.
Yep.
Did you ever feel like you had quote unquote imposter syndrome?
Yes and no. I think the only time that I felt imposter syndrome was initially. That was kind of like who am I to be giving fitness advice? And at the time, I think I wasn't, to a point, I was an imposter because I didn't have evidence, So when I collected the evidence, the only other time that I felt like an imposter was when I was being I was trying to I wasn't being authentic to myself. I wasn't staying in my lane. I was either saw somebody else talk about something, I was like, oh, I've got to talk about that because that's what people are talking about. But like, when I just stay true to my values or stay true to me and my personality, it's like, you're one of one, right? It's like, it's hard to fake yourself. Like you can't, like you need to change you. So yeah, that I think is kind of the 3D lesson. Like, yeah, that's you kind of have to fuck around and find out. So
When you start anything, you are an imposter.
yeah.
You will feel that because you've never done it before.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm like, I do things that I've never done, and I'm like, oh, be honest, am I doing this right? I go, yeah. Then I do it once, I'm like, oh, I feel cool, the works. Like, we're chill, 100%.
I don't know if you want to talk about imposter syndrome, but you were talking about like you transferred from engineering, right? Because I know a lot of people ask about what.
My bad, bro. I was like, yeah, man, you're an imposter. You talk about it. That's okay to mine.
Wow. No problem. No, I think you were talking about too when you were in-person training. Like everyone knows you're a trainer.
Yeah.
But you'd have this unique look to you, and you just know you're training.
Yeah.
But like people are like, yo, this guy's a trainer. But maybe people didn't see you as, or you didn't dress like the other trainers. But you heard your own lane, right? And a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
Your lane is your own lane, right? And hopefully, this is their own lane too. But like a lot of people struggle and they follow someone else's lane.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh damn, it's not working. And it's like imposter syndrome. The likelihood is, like you said, you were not being authentic. That's the only time you felt you were an imposter. You're not being yourself, right?
For someone.
But like the transitioning into how do you be yourself?
Like, as the resident imposter, apparently, according to Felix. No, what you're referring to, like, obviously, you guys don't know because you weren't there. These guys might not know. I was talking about how when I was an in-person coach, like, I didn't even wear a uniform as a personal trainer because I had just made, like, everybody knew that I'm the trainer there. I was training everyone. I was talking to everyone. I was busy all the time. So they told me, like, because I was paying them a rent and using the space, they were like, as long as you wear something that you can train in, it's good. And that was their biggest mistake. But then I just started wearing things that, like, I was like, I can train in this. So I can wear
You
it.
need to overlay some photos or something. Bro. I want to see some fit pics, bro.
Yeah.
And then literally I was like in Timberlands and like khaki pants and it was but everybody knew me. Like, I didn't have any cards. Like, it was big in the UK. Like, people would have their business cards on the gym floor and give it to people. Like, only people pick their teeth with it. Like, nobody's gonna.
Yeah.
There was profiles on the wall. Mine just said, like, everyone had like paragraphs and paragraphs. Mine just said, I train people. So like, nobody's gonna read that. Like, if they come into the gym, I'm gonna go talk to them. That's the first thing that I do, right?
Yeah.
But I think to go back to the imposter thing, that was me as an engineer. When I finished engineering, I went and worked in like a firm for like 3 months, and I was like, this is not me. Like, I'm good at maths and physics, and I'm brown, so I picked electrical engineering, but I don't like it. And I just felt like out of my own skin. So at the time I was teaching kickboxing, and I went back to that, and that's how I became a personal trainer.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So it's like, that was the imposter syndrome. Like, not imposter syndrome, but I was actually felt like an imposter. It was like, I had the, as Baxter said, like, certifications to be an engineer and work, but I definitely do not qualify as an engineer, nor do I want to be. Yeah, so that's when I made this change.
This will be like I guess to that topic, the certified versus qualified that you're saying.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, maybe you guys do too. People are actually qualified. I would say there's a lot of trainers that are more qualified than me, almost, in terms of the knowledge base. But they got all the certifications, all the qualifications, whatever you want to frame it as. But they still don't take the leap to do whatever we're kind of doing, or like do whatever they want to do, right? And I don't know if that's due to imposter syndrome or not thinking you ever like know enough, which I don't think you ever do. So how do you get over? I don't know if you want to go first, but how do you get over that part?
With the trainer thing, we look at what other people are doing. It's like, I need to do that. And what does everyone show? Everyone shows a screenshot of like them completing a course.
Yeah.
Right? Them doing this. And it's like, oh, if I don't do this course too, I'm the worst. I'm behind. And it's like, okay, like, you can take a course and you can be certified in whatever.
Yeah.
But like, are you qualified to get that person results? This is like where I tried to differentiate myself. Everyone say, I went to the physio and it doesn't work. And I'm like, well, I'm a physio. I don't want to be lumped in with these people who like might not be able to get people results. Like, so I almost like stopped telling people I was a physio, and just like, it says physical therapist in my bio list.
That's it.
Like, I have to show you piece of paper on my parents' wall that I've never seen.
Yeah.
And like I can show you some numbers on a website in the UK.
Yeah.
Let's say like I've done these things, but like just because I have a certification,
Yeah.
like are you qualified
Yeah.
to do that? Like when you're a new physio,
Yeah.
you should know people.
Yeah.
You're certified. We don't call it. Are you qualified?
What if you're qualified, like you get to your level of qualification, right? Or like you have experience, whatever it is, but then say like you're still not confident enough to do say like, yo, bro, like you move to whatever, Bangkok travel, whatever, different story, but like growing your business, getting more clients, posting content, putting yourself out there constantly, or like, I'm doing like ads and stuff, lead gen, building like the business side of things and being like, oh, I don't want to do that because, I have to learn more. I have to qualify more and more. Even that person could be qualified to the T, right? And I feel like you kind of mentioned it, like, yo, you transitioned right out. You didn't do it in person and you just started doing it. Yeah. So how do you fill the gap of just doing the thing instead of just consuming? You know what I'm saying? How does that gap?
I have an answer for the consuming part, but I want to actually know like.
I think the consuming and putting into practice is different.
Yeah, that's what I mean. How do you fill
like,
that gap?
Just experience. You just got to do it. Just do it, right? It's action.
That's the contradicting question, right? How do you just get to? Because a lot of people, they don't just do it. Yeah. They know it.
It's like, when that for jobs you want to apply and they're like, you need to have experience. But if you haven't had experience, you can't.
Entry level job experience.
Yeah. That's the paradox you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. It's a paradox, right? Because like, how do you transition out?
I think you need like just like applying for a job, like you need some sort of in first.
Yeah.
Right, and that in could be, hey bro, can I train you for free?
And that was me, bro.
Right? Hey, let me help you.
That was me, bro. It was like straight up like. I just got my level 2, level 3, had never trained hands-on with a person in real life. Yeah. But I did a body transformation myself off the back of like traveling for 10 weeks and like just did everything down to a T. Like got like a sick transformation. And I was like, okay, I could do it for myself. Yeah. And then I got my brother in shape, one of my best friends in shape, like just a good few people around me, and got transformations with people that had like, people were coming to me like lifestyle people going, fuck, how did he get him in shape? Like he's in the pub 4 days a week, And it's like, okay. There's something to this sense. That was kind of my first bit of social proof. Yeah. That gave me social proof. Like I was proving to myself more than anything else that I could do the thing. And I was like, once you got those 4 or 5 transformations under your belt, you're like, okay, you have the formula and then you just iterate along the way. Yeah. And it's like, it kind of just snowballs from that. And I think that was for me, like what filled the gap, right? But I think just getting out of your head and just taking relentless action for a period of time. 100%.
And I think getting advice from people who have kind of done it instead of like people around you, because sometimes like I think when you're too qualified, people around you like, you should charge your worth, right? But your worth is created to the market, right? The people consuming or like getting a result from you, they dictate if we're gonna pay you a certain amount, right? So we already have this thing of like, I'm gonna charge this much, you're not getting clients off it. You're like, oh man, maybe I gotta get more qualification. Yeah. But it's like you said, if you do free stuff, give value. Like I think all you guys' content is value based. Eventually, like the market creates some sort of demand, right?
Get full first, right? Like get full before you start then trying to charge crazy money or like whatever money. It's like crazy, like you say, demand. Demand has to be there, otherwise the cook.
When it comes to like what we do too, there's no legal boundaries.
Yep.
Right? You tell people what to do on it.
Yeah.
That's it. Right? So it's like, do you even need a PT cert? Do you need any certifications? No, literally zero. How many clients? I used to have a guy who I actually worked with at a gym in person. And when he like showed, the first thing he would do when he sat someone down is open up his little folder of PDFs and show all of them to the client. And the client has no idea what they mean. They're like, I have no, I don't care about these at all. Right? Like you technically don't need any certifications. Unless you're dealing with some sort of insurance, training people in person, doing physio in person, whatever. Like using certain words. But for most coaches, you need zero.
It'd almost be like a red flag. Like why are you showing me documents and not social proof? Like, you know what I mean? Like why aren't you just showing me the thing? Like prove it.
The assumption is that a coach can get the client to the results when the client comes. Right? Or they wouldn't be on the call. If they're like, oh, like, this guy like I think he might be a good coach, but I don't know. I'm going to waste an hour of my time talking to him just to maybe find out. It's like, no, like,
You're qualified. That's what they'll
they're already on the call. They're qualified.
Yeah.
I think that's where the ego or doubt kicks in for the individual. They're trying to make up that gap of like doubt by like, okay, if I tell these people that certifications or this or show my cool app or show my cool Excel sheet features, this is going to overcome the thing of like, oh, like I am the best coach for the person.
Yeah.
But it's like, that doesn't matter if you can't get the person the result per se. And the person already trusts you, right? I think it's a big gap, man. I did the same thing when I started. I just gave free workouts, nutrition, whatever for so many people. And then the validation kicked in of people getting their outcome. That's when you start to like, okay, now maybe I can charge for it. Yeah, right? So in my opinion, that was the big thing.
I think making the business analogy, like when you come out of school, you're an engineer, maybe you get an internship.
Yeah.
Right? That's you need it to create the internship of experience for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Like training people for free, doing whatever.
Yeah.
And then once you have that experience, you're like, oh, okay, cool. It's like you go into your first day of engineering, you already done all the shit because you had an internship. You're like, oh yeah, this is easy.
I think that I break it down to like sometimes when the coaches I talked about, I think the way I look at it is systemize it, like work for the business, work on the business. Right? A lot of people are just like, as you said, like trying to get that validation by just doing courses.
Yeah.
But even applying it within the business.
Yeah.
Like literally just like have these times that like you're doing the business, you're training the people, you're getting those reps and sets in, just experience. And then it gets to a point that you hit a wall of, okay, my knowledge is not where like, or you get cases that you cannot deal with.
Yeah.
Either you refer out or that's when you invest in something to, okay, maybe I need to upskill for the service.
Yeah.
Or it gets to a point that you're like, okay, I need to upskill my business. And for that, I need to do maybe a course or anything else to just kind of
fill the gap.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier, right? In terms of where your person's at to begin with, like who you're coaching. Like that's the thing, who you're coaching to begin with. As I said, like for me, it was like a lot of the time, it was like people that hadn't really like jump off people, hadn't really trained much before or trained, but no real structure to nutrition to training.
Yeah.
So like these people are going to be so responsive that at the time I was kind of fresh out. Like I had not much experience outside of my own kind of training and getting a few people results, but I was still churning out results because it's like that I knew just enough to like be able to kind of give them what they needed. But I also knew that lifestyle inside out because I was that person 18 months before. And so it's like, I know this person's going to be out on Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
How do we kind of like cycle calories, for example, to give him a window? And again, it's like optimal versus what's practical, right? Or what's helpful. And it's like, I just gave him a plan that was helpful. It may have been only 70% optimal. It may have been like, you know, anyone could sit here and kind of take it apart.
Yeah.
It fucking works. You know, and that's what it was. And then you start to learn and like kind of upskill from there sort of thing, you know?
I think most people never create momentum, right? So they never really see any fruit from it, or they don't give it time of like consistent executing to see anything. They're like, oh fuck, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And they keep like, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? Okay, so wrapping up imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
I think first off, it's normal. We all feel it.
Yeah.
Or we used to feel it and still feel it. Well, I would say we're all part of the same boat. So we're gonna give one thing, one tidbit to someone feeling imposter syndrome, not even just for fitness in general. What will be that one tidbit?
Because I'm going to get this tattooed on me one day is move fast and break shit. Like, I think like the best thing, the best thing with the imposter syndrome is just like shut that voice, just go keep doing it. Just do that thing, move fast and break shit.
Okay, sick. I would say environment, like surround yourself with people who are doing it. That way you're just like forced to do it and you feel like you're not doing things. So you should just copy them because they're doing more than you're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Cliche answer. Like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you can't feel like an imposter if you're trying to be yourself, because you are yourself. As soon as you start to like look at other people, look at other coaches, try to do these things, like try to make, like I used to like try to make reels and like edit shit, and I'm like, that's not what I do. Like I made some boring posts on Canva, like talking to the camera sometimes, and like post some physio shit. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah. Add on that, like it happens all the time. Like I've talked to these two boys, like I had to find out who I am like just 2 months ago, like or just 2 weeks ago. So really, so it just happens. Like your environment can be good, but also sometimes it might make you think you want to be something that you're not. So just be yourself. Always changes because you're always learning about yourself as well. You're an open book. You keep reading who you are.
Awesome.
Then you evolve.
That's the biggest thing I saw with like the courses you take that have like a community component of like everyone takes the course and like starts making content for the other people in the course, and then like So like I make a post, it's like they're complicated stuff. I'm talking to coaches.
Yeah.
But a lot of people's niches aren't coaches, they're normal people.
Yeah.
So then like it's just a bunch of people jerking each other off on their posts.
Yeah.
But like they get no engagement, they get no clients because like that's not their niche. Like
Cags call that mental masturbation.
yeah.
I like that.
So that is. Felix, what would you say?
Yeah, I think just recognizing it for what it is, like acknowledging it. Don't try and fight the feeling of imposter. Like just pause, see where's this feedback coming from, and then kind of iterate from there.
Yeah.
I do think, like, contrary to what we kind of said earlier on, where imposter syndrome is kind of stop being yourself, stop being authentic. I do think when you kind of are pushing yourself and you're in a bit of a growth phase, you will feel that there will be the feedback sometimes there. And that is because I think your belief or your self-esteem or whatever it may be isn't necessarily where you're trying to shoot for. So I do sometimes think there's a bit of a disconnect, which I think recognize that for what that is kind of.
Is it self-esteem or is it you're just doing something new?
Yeah.
New stimulus, like you're being yourself, you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
But it's just new.
Yeah.
So like you're just gonna feel weird
initially, right?
because it's new. Whatever you do that's new, it's weird.
Yeah. And we label that imposter syndrome, but it's like, is that what that is? Is it just like a novel lecture? It's just a new thing, right?
It's just like that syndrome is just a name for it.
Yeah,
Exactly. I honestly think if you have imposter syndrome, you just care, which is a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Because if you don't care about the thing, nothing is really going to happen.
Yeah.
So I think if you just reframe everything, I want to break reframe where you were talking about instead of have to get to. Right? So I think even just like instead of framing it as like I don't have confidence, it's like I just don't have experience.
Yeah.
You haven't done the thing long enough. And I know that was for me for a long ass time. Even like remember I did the pre-script thing initially and I was making videos on thoracic extension. Imagine Brampton, thoracic extension for your foam roller, thoracic. Like, yo, it's upper back, bro. Stretch your upper back.
And guess who's jerking you off in the comments? All the other pre-script coaches.
Yeah. Good content, bro.
B-time guys are like, what is
happening?
tell me
Yeah.
how to get this food in my diet, man.
Right.
B-Town people are like, what is this ancient text?
Yeah. I just want big arms and eat butter chicken, right? Not talking about any of that, you know?
And then now,
I still want
now you're figuring it out.
Never figuring it out. Yeah, I'm still figuring it out. Okay, so one topic that comes up often, I don't even think this is like fitness related, but it is kind of fitness related, is, and we touched on relationships yesterday. We're not going to talk fully into relationships, but more into how do you guys integrate health, business, and relationships, right? And technically speaking, I think we have pretty busy schedules. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though we get to do this trip, we're doing a podcast, but like we have fairly busy schedules. We're always on, you know what I'm saying? But how do you guys integrate those three things? Because most people, like, I'm sure, like, most of our clients, they're like, okay, like, they're here for a reason. Yeah. Because either their business and, like, work life and family stuff is taking so much time that they just can't focus on the health part. Maybe helping them integrate health. Maybe you and Mahan are a little bit different from the coaches, but it's similar. So how do you guys have a system for this? Where you get structure?
And that's so poignant. It's structure, right? It's routine. I was always the guy that was like, not wanting to take out like the novelty of life and like this sort of thing, right? By like over planning. But I'm like, the only way it works, if you're operating a business, you want to still be a decent human, be a family man, have a relationship and be fit yourself. It's like, you need to be dialed in with the routine. Like, otherwise it's just so much decision fatigue. Yeah. It's so easy to miss. The moment that one thing like misses is like a deck of cards, right? If you're not properly dialed in. Yeah. So I think routine was the biggest kind of, and I think as well communication's massive between like with your partner, for example, like having a real understanding of like first 18 months of coaching, like Hannah and I went from like spending every evening together, like all evening together every evening and like weekends and all this sort of stuff. And the moment I got into coaching, it was like, it looked so different. And for a while it was like, I was not communicating that. Yeah. I was just doing work and like wondering, like get the feedback and like, oh, she seemed a bit off. Like, why is that? Like, it's just like, I've just reduced touch time, if you will, by fucking 70% overnight. And it's like, you didn't communicate that. So it's like just making sure that you kind of communicate that back and forth and find like, we have like almost like a non-negotiable thing in a relationship where it's like, okay, we spend this amount of nights together, weekends we do this, we have a date night once a week and this sort of thing. Yeah. And it's like a minimum terms. And it's like, if that's ticked off, then we're doing a pretty good job. Like, and like, I think just knowing where you're at in different areas and different facets, like not expecting that anything at any time will be like all the things will be at 100%. So like we kind of, go like as long as you fall within a range, they'll kind of waver between that and also okay, man.
I think you I talk about it like you're cooking a meal.
Yeah.
So you have to go hard on one thing first. So when you cook a meal, I'll get there, don't worry. You start with one dish.
Chef box, yeah.
Right? And then once that dish is like kind of cooking,
Yeah.
you can put it on a back burner and start a second dish.
Yeah.
And then you start a third dish. But if you leave the first dish on the back burner for too long, it burns. Right? So it's like you would kind of have a relationship, you don't have a business.
Yeah.
Right? So you mostly, or probably all of us, and a lot of people listening, relationship or family, business, health.
Yeah.
Those are the three dishes. Those are the three pillars. Right? So it's like, you did your transformation, health's pretty good.
Yeah.
You figured out shit. Perfect. You started a relationship. Awesome. Those dishes are started. Now you're put those on the back burner.
Yeah.
But if you put it on the back burner for too long, it's like, oh fuck, like
I'll be single.
kind of like what's going on here, right? And then you grind in your business that's on the front burner. Right? And like once you create those habits one at a time, then you can put something on the back burner while the other two like thrive or one of them thrive, right? So like running for you.
Yeah.
You don't have a queen right now.
Yeah.
So it's like business is front burner.
That's the queen. That's what he calls it.
Business on the front burner. 1,000%.
100%.
Right? You're only cooking 2 dishes.
Yeah.
Right? But family is not on the back burner.
Yeah.
But like it's so ingrained, like you and your parents and like vibes, like it's just chill. Right? So like that's never gonna go bad because like it's simmering. Right? Maybe you take your dad on a trip. Okay. Now your health comes, you just crush a bunch of food.
Yeah.
Fitness and health go on the back burner for a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't post as much, you're away. And then like you just switch things around. And I think like when you put something on the back burner for too long, it burns. But you can't start 3 dishes at the same time. Right? So when you find a wife,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, yo, Bax, my digestion's messed up.
Yeah.
Because I went on a bunch of dates. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, you still hate your lifts? That's great. We'll get the fat off later. Like, go crush a bunch of donuts with your new queen. All right, sick. Right? So it's like, so
That's a really good.
like you gotta start one thing first, get good at it. Don't try to start multiple things.
Yeah. I agree with that, but also I have a different perspective on it.
No, I mean that's what we're doing.
I'm gonna go on this. That's if you're cooking by yourself. But if you work in the kitchen, a couple of people can make different dishes at the same time, right? We can make someone makes the sauce, someone makes this, someone makes that, and they just all go together. Because for me, it's a little bit different. I totally get these guys' point of view. Well, for me, it's like I used to be like business was on a front end, like relationships and everything else. And it's the analogy that Felix and I have talked about the fisherman, right? Just thinking about the future. Now I'm going to create this successful future for me and my partner to just like have a great time together. Whereas like, I have a great time right now. I'm missing this moment right now. So I know myself, like compared to you guys, probably I'm not as business oriented.
Yeah.
Right? Because I do value like having enough time with Paula now and enjoying it and being present in that moment rather than, I'm just going to create a really kick-ass business that takes us to the future so we can enjoy the time, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. That's for me, that's the thing. So as much as I want, you have to have a future mindset.
For sure.
Still, call me hippie, I really exist within the moment as well. So that's why my 2 dishes are cooking at the same time.
No, you're cooking all 3 at the same time, but you cook them on lower heat so they don't burn. Right? So like, will they get done? Will all of them get done as quick? No. But you're cooking all 3 at once simultaneously. Like you're okay with that. You know what I mean?
So that's what I meant. Like 3 chefs or putting all 3 chefs like cooking on lower heat at the same time. So that would be my perspective.
So you don't disagree with my sick analogy? It is a different kind of chef.
Yeah, different kind of chef. Yeah.
Different.
Nice, but different chef specials.
Yeah. No, there's you guys know Alex Ramosi?
Yeah.
So like it's similar, and he talks about seasons.
Who's that?
There's this business mentor. Not mentor. He's like an entrepreneur. Okay. He has like a podcast, right? The Game.
Okay.
Okay. Well, he didn't actually kick it. That's the only white person on the podcast. I can be racist if we wanted. Jesus. Doesn't even matter. Right? Tiga.
Okay.
Tiga. Okay.
I know Alex Ramosi.
Okay. Yeah. So Alex Ramosi talks about seasons of life, and then he talks about like relationship stuff too, and the exact same analogy technically. It's like you go seasons where one dish is cooking the most,
Yeah.
right? And then some other seasons, some dishes cooking the most. And then you choose based on your personality. Some might be like, I just want to cook all of them, but at a lower heat.
Yeah.
That's awesome too, right? Being present. And honestly, I think when I find my wife, I'd probably do the same because I'd be like, I want to be present here for so long. That's a component I've been missing. You know what I'm saying? So I might not be like business back at all because I enjoy that too much. But it might be like a lower heat, like the business side of things, which makes sense, right? I guess my question is, because this is like devil's advocate, like everything sounds nice in theory, right? But how do you like implement it?
But I think
Like,
that,
you know, like it's like, because like it makes sense, like you need structure to like this, but like, 'cause especially in a relation, there's two people involved,
okay.
right? Like how do you,
So when you're cooking, you set a timer,
okay,
right? System.
Yeah.
Put a system in place. So that, when the timer goes off, I need to check this.
yeah,
Let me just stir it. Right? So personally, for like me and Mads, we have a life check-in every week.
yeah,
And on that life check-in, we go over like communication. We do this apart and then we bring it together. It's like, how's communication? How's intimacy? How's this? What do we need to do for next week?
yeah,
And then most of the time, our answers are the same.
yeah,
But sometimes I'll be like, oh, communication great, intimacy great. And she's like, intimacy poor, communication poor. And it's like, oh, fuck.
yeah.
And like, that's when it's like, okay, cool. Like we make a change. But because we have that reoccurring timer go off every week, nothing burns. Right? It's a way that's like, oh, I need to have this conversation. You just like put it off and put it off and put it off.
Yeah.
Then like the dish burns and you're fucked. And you have to restart it.
Yeah.
Right? So having some sort of system in play and like with everything, with business, like I'm really bad with like the content side.
Yeah.
Right? Like sometimes I'm like, I haven't posted in like a week.
Yeah.
And like, that's my business. I can't just put it on the back burner.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm working in my business, not on my business. But if I don't work on my business at all, then I might not have a business because like, probably just won't stay forever. Like
100%.
So that's one of the things that like my systems in terms of relationship would dial. My systems in terms of business need work. Right? My systems in terms of fitness, pretty good always.
Yeah, I think another thing on that as well is just like we're all talking, I think we're all solo here in terms of we all operate businesses by ourselves at different levels. So I think for me, like having multiple brains just to kind of chime in on your stuff for me kind of offloads some of that as well. So it's kind of like, okay, I know Baxter's handling fitness things, like photo shoot prep kind of thing. I was prepping the team, Baxter's prepping me, and it's like, right, okay, my stuff kind of taken care of. I trust this guy. You can kind of like implement that and be able to bounce things off Bax as well, business-wise. And then the same way with the relationship, it's kind of like, again, that communication piece. Like there'll be times where workload's a bit heavy. I'll be communicating with Hannah a little bit more and just saying, oh, by the way, can you help me a little bit more with some other things? And like have that conversation. Things like we were all talking about like our main pillars, but again, like within that, you've got your own sanity and your own mental health and you as a person. For me, having a therapist or catching up with friends, whatever it may be, having kind of that safe space. So I also think like the masculine thing is just to fucking do it all, conquer ourselves. But it's like, nah, man, like just stop being such an ego-driven person. Like go get the help, go pay people, whatever. And so you don't have to carry that all by yourself. And I think fundamentally, we're still showing up, we're still putting in the work, but it's like being able to have those conversations makes that kind of feel a bit lighter as well. So that's kind of my take on like get help.
Get help.
I think Run's the best example business-wise of like when do you know, or any of the pillars, when do you know like when to hire a sous chef, when to bring in another person, help with business, therapist, help with relationship, another like get a coach, even though you're a coach, like when you know. It's
a weird balance because sometimes you think like you make a move for the sake of making move.
Yeah.
That's, they said go fast and break shit. Yeah. I think initially that's fire, but at certain points you got to be like, okay, is this the right move? And they're like, what's the saying? Hell yes, hell no.
Yeah.
Right. So like certain times, it's a hell yes. Like if you know for a fact your bodybuilding prep. Yeah. Or like this health part is starting to like the dishes burning a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, this is I can actually get some outside help. Wicked, but certain things like sanity, you can outsource kind of, but you still have to take care of your own game. You
still have to do the
time, right? And then like for relationships, that's something you cannot delegate to, right? You just have to communicate to the person.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's like there's no right time. I think you find out with time in general, right? Just because like sometimes like you might not need to get a sous chef ever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But sometimes like something is constantly fucking burning. Like you
sold something out.
something may need to change, but that's where pattern recognition and awareness comes in, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of like I think in guys getting help is like a ego thing.
It's not okay, bro.
It's not okay.
You go to therapy?
Yeah. Don't be soft, right? Like, in the brown culture, I'm sure you see this. Yeah. Mental health, like it's like, what are you talking about? Like you have
Submit.
You got food in the fridge.
Your physical health is fine.
Yeah.
That means your mental health.
Yeah,
Suck it up.
Yeah, just work harder, right?
Yeah.
That's what like these even that's what one of the reasons I wanted to do the podcast, because I know all of us are open-minded and all of us like we can talk about things. And this was yesterday we were talking about Peaches Pits. We'll do that end of the podcast, but we're talking about like one of the pieces I was saying is just like the conversations are not surface level, which is sometimes harder to find with guys, right? Because end up being really, really surface level, right? So deeper conversations and being open and having an environment again. I think the environment tends to be the biggest. I did not answer your question whatsoever.
But you kind of did. I think you did in a different way of like, you sometimes don't need to. But I think it all comes down to our thing, systems. Right? Like Felix has a system for his mental health.
Yeah.
Sitting out there journaling.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, if he journals multiple times in the day or like multiple times in a week and like shit's hitting the fan.
Yeah.
Then like, okay, well, maybe I need to make a change, right? I'm just sitting on my computer 24 hours a day, like suppressing my feelings, and then like shit blows up, you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna add a caveat again.
Yeah, no, add it
to this, because we're sitting here as 4 men talking about systems, right? Whereas like partners don't operate on as much systems as we do, right? It's like one thing
for yourself, dog.
They've got their own podcast.
So one thing I mean is like sometimes if you have a system or timer, like if I just have things delegated to me, I would like if I have that moment, because I like look at it every moment, every hour, every conversation that I have with Paul. I'm just like, I look at everything I've said. Even if I say something, I think about it like if I have the time, so I can like go back in, and then sometimes. Even if it's on her to do something and like we've broken these things out and anything else, I'll just go and do an extra bit of this. Or like, I'm like, I can pick this up, even though it was part of your thing to do. And she can pick something up that was my thing to do, right? So, and these small gestures on time, like even go further, especially for that, right? Because we can be very systematic, very logical, very to the point.
Yeah.
But I know they would appreciate it if you just like stepped out and did something that like they accepted. Like even if, for business, like business burner is really high and you're like, okay, like Felix said, like I talked to Hannah, I'm like, workload is too much. So bear with me and do these things, right? And then within that, suddenly if he does like 1 or 2 days, an extra bit for her, yo, that would be fire. Like she'll just be like, he's busy and he's doing this, right? And then like that relationship just gets nurtured much more, right? So systematic thinking is good. It might be because I was brought up by all women household, so I can like I'm more of a feminine because I can like I know these changes. I had to survive, man. Like,
no, 100%.
You know, like that was all my childhood. Like I know that these things go a long way. We shouldn't like always look systematic.
I think if I would be like more in the middle, right? So I think instead of being just system or like combination of it, I think if you have a fluid system, I think the system is fluid. And I noticed like it's been the craziest system I've seen, and I've taken a lot of ways just staying with backs and bads, right? But like they just literally tweaked the system slightly, and that's where fluidity came in. I just came to the house, and instead of making like 100 grams, 200 grams of rice for backs, they just made 400 grams. Right? Because I just got 2 more meals. Right. So having fluidity, I think that's where the importance is, because humans, like you said, we evolve, we change, we want different things, we're a different person, and females are a different source in general, right? But I think systems sometimes may get a reputation of being rigid. So I think if you can be more fluid within the system, I think that's where beauty is. Even health-wise, like I think you're talking about it, like how you change your training a little bit now. Instead of being the rigid lifting, you do that with a combination of Muay Thai, right? And even that's one of the reasons I'm on the trip, because I'm always so rigid. Everything is Google Calendar, like knockout 9 p.m., like everything is to a T. But I was like, like, still feel a little weird sometimes. We're like getting out of the routine. So like, okay, what if I just like force me, go fast and break shit? Well, I'm just like a 22-hour flight. And just like go somewhere, right? And just hang out with cool people, right? And be out of routine. It hasn't changed anything. Like work is the same, right? family stuff is the same. I FaceTime this morning.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, I feel great. So I'm like, okay, cool. If you have fluidity in the system, I think that's where a little bit of like the rigidity slows down.
100%.
A little bit more.
I think with the fluid system, both parties need to have an exit strategy from the system when it needs to be fluid. So for example, like and like both parties need to understand that like the team will fail if something fails, and if one of the parties can't pull their weight, it's okay to ask for help. So like for example, like Mads is like super stressed. And when she's super stressed, like she sees me work 24/7 and like she needs some help with like her part of our system. But she's like, sometimes we've had this conversation a lot of times. Like, she's like, oh, I'm scared to ask for help. You just work all the time. Right. But it's like, oh, like, she's like, oh, like, can you make rice today? Like I have a call. Like, oh, perfect, fluid system. Or like me, I'm like, oh, like my job is to unload the dishwasher. She loads the dishwasher. I don't know. It works. It works perfectly. I'm like, hey man, can you unload the dishwasher today? Like I got a bunch of calls. And like,
hopefully Mirages are watching this.
I think like
Kick it off.
He's not watching,
right?
Like,
he doesn't do anything. Hey Mirage,
you'll bring it to their house. They have a good system.
You just buy new dishes.
Mirage, I make money and clean and cook sometimes. So cook.
It's doable, bro.
Teamwork. Yeah. So like both parties knowing that like the team is going to fail. If one party doesn't ask for help. Right. Like the keeper comes out for a 50-50 ball. And freaks out. The defense is like, oh, it's your fault, man. It's like, just you let them go score. It's like, no, this guy like motors back and saves a goal. Like, like the team will fail. Like just because you have a job doesn't mean you don't help out the team.
That's why I think that the proactive kind of conversations you were saying earlier in terms of how do I do it monthly, but having that kind of built in whereby you don't wait until boiling point, you wait until like you have these conversations. Like, you have them in the week. If there's little bits and pieces that need picking up, overall, you could have like a bit of a well-being check and you're like, where are you at the minute? What you kind of need and that sort of thing. Because otherwise what happens is, like, you see it in relationships, I've had it in past relationships where like, the little things go unsaid, in the short term, it's like, oh, it's okay. Like things are kind of like little quiet, like aggressions. And then like it ends up building like a little bit of resentment. And then it like comes out in like an argument or something. It's like, that is the least productive kind of conversation we could have. So let's just fucking be adults, have a conversation ahead of time, like see what we need help with. And it's like, then we can both move forward, get desired outcome, and everyone's kind of happy, you know?
It's a weird thing sometimes where people would use I don't want to say excuse, but they would use the classification of like almost too much to the thing you were saying of like, they're like, I just want to be present all the time, which is awesome. Then they use that as justification to not do certain things. It's like, yo, let me just live in the moment. Don't be so rigid. Just be so relaxed. It's like, now you're too much on that side. Right? Now, slowly, you let that domino effect take place. It compounds into your health is shitty. Work goes down. Now your relationship is doing well because the other two are not doing well. And now it's like a full cycle, right? So it's like a balancing act of like, okay, yo, be present. And technically, in my opinion, I'm more systemized too. So like, when I have a system of like, this weekend trip, is like a flexible, fluid trip. It's fun, right? So this is technically still systemized because planned into a calendar. Right? But it's like planned being present and being spontaneous. In a way. So it gives you like that fulfilling thing. And then after that, you go back to your normal system of doing whatever things. So they also make you happy.
100%.
I think when people say plan, it's like they think they need to plan every detail. It's like, this is the time in my calendar where I'm going to do nothing. And when I'm there, I'll figure it out. And I won't feel bad about it because this is the time we're going to do nothing.
That's kind of how I had to go about it initially. So I obviously come at it from a slightly different angle where I traveled for a year, like quit my job, took the time out, just did nothing pretty much for a year. And like for the first like 3 months, like it was like really anxiety provoking. Like I'm so dialed in normally. I was like, fuck, like I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing. Like when I do like all little things. And then I came back and I was just like, right, when the complete opposite was just locked in for 18 months. And then I was like, for me, the happy medium is like you say, having that planned downtime of just like doing fuck all. And for me, like there'll be times where like back into the week, I'm a little bit tired. So like I'll have a couple of go-to things of like, oh, if I'm in this mood, I'll do this. If I'm in this mood, like if I'm in a good mood or like high energy, I'll catch up with family and friends from home. If I'm like just tired from the week, I'll just go sit in the sauna and just be dead to the world for an hour, you know, that sort of thing. So I think having like flexibility within the or planned downtime. I also think that's an interesting tension between like becoming and being. And that was something that for me, for the longest time, like struggled with, is like, how do I build and do something and like do the masculine thing, but then also like I learned so much about being present. And for me, like it was so difficult because I was comparing it to the year off traveling, where like I'd go to meditation retreats, I go stay at like an ashram for like 10 days and just meditate for like 8 hours a day. And it's like, none of the lessons that I learned there apply to fucking normal life. So maybe you got 8 hours spare to meditate, like 8 hours. I don't know, 10 minutes, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it used to do my head in, but now it's like, I think redefining what it is to be. It's like, I used to think that being was like a week off at a time or 2 weeks off at a time. So no, bro, you can literally go and be for like that 2 hours I just mentioned. Just go chill out for 2 hours and then you will come back. Like it's counterintuitive, but you'll come back so much more fresher going into relationships, business, whatever it may be. Like you'll have a different perspective on things. So it's like pulling back to go forward, I think is the play, but it's counterintuitive.
It's like the rituals we were talking about in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Like you can journal, you can like, I wake up and do coffee, and that's my like, it's a good 30 minutes or 20 minutes of just like me, just like slowly doing things, putting the kettle. Like that's my journal. Like, you know, I go, it's the morning, I'm planning, I'm thinking about what the day brings. And it's not that like, I enjoy the coffee, but I enjoy the process more. It's just mine, just like, get into start the day.
I think with the anxiety around being and not just doing things all the time, like obviously I experience that all the time with like, I think it's like, oh, like I have an extra hour. I can get ahead on something.
Yeah.
But I'm never actually ahead. Like even today, it was like, we're like, oh, we're going to record a podcast, right? I always tell myself, like when I feel this, like, what is the worst thing that could happen? Yeah. And the worst thing is never that bad.
Yeah.
It's like, if I relax for this time, what's the worst thing that could happen? Like I looked at my messages and I have like some training videos to watch.
Yeah.
My thing with my clients, I'm very straightforward. I will respond to your training videos within 96 hours.
Right. Yeah.
And like I have a message from 4 hours ago. I have 92 hours to respond to this message. You're good. And I was like, yo, I don't know about it. I'm thinking like, oh, fuck this.
And you respond.
After this podcast, I gotta get right back to responding to these messages. I was like, no. Like, I have 2 days before I can even like have to think about this. Like, it's fine. So like, what is the worst thing that can happen? It's never that bad.
Yeah. But when you're in go mode, this is also what I struggle with. So when I, as I say, strip things back, I could journal, I could meditate, I could contemplate all of these things. And it's like, so easy to articulate. When you are in go mode, it's difficult at times to catch yourself. Like you're just going, you're just doing. So it's like the next task. So you're never actually challenging. I personally don't challenge my thoughts when I am like doing things. It's like, it's very easy to get caught in that kind of the anxious sort of loop, right?
I think when like the anxiety is super high, it like reaches a point and I just sit there. I'm like, what's the worst thing that could happen right now? And I think about it, I'm like, I flew, all my clients leave. I have no income. What's my option? Do I have some money in the bank? Yes. Even if I don't, I have a visa. I can buy a flight back to Canada. I live with my parents. They love me. Their house is a fucking mess, but I can live in there. Me and lads can live in their house. Shout out Rich and Yvonne. You guys are the best, but your house is a mess. As you guys know, I tell you all the time. Right? I would have no job. I would go work construction.
Yeah.
And then I'd figure it out from there. If that's the worst that can happen, I'm so far away from problems.
That's what it is, bro. I think it's like a lot of the time our worst case scenario would just be like people's life. That's just everyday life. That's just like normal life, right? It's kind of like, so yeah, sometimes it's so easy to kind of, because I think anxiety, the nature of anxiety is that lots of like it's not one singular thing that's making us anxious. It's lots of little things kind of boiling. So because of that, we can't identify the singular thing. So you can't actually articulate what it is. So it's like, it feels like this big kind of demon hunting us, but in real terms, it's just like you say, just strip it back. I think it's so beyond fine for the most part.
It's also the perception of anxiety being bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think if you can try, like I try my best at like framing everything differently, right? If you just gotta go. I'm trying it. So like you frame anxiety being like, okay, this is telling me something. What is it telling me? Okay, how can I possibly improve this? And then like I used to get anxious on like, oh, I gotta coach this client and he has to like do this, whatever, just gain this much muscle, this lift, whatever. I get anxious with, well, maybe I don't know this, maybe I don't know that. I was like, okay, the gap here is I don't know knowledge. So I can ask someone, maybe Kyle, maybe Baxter, right? Or maybe I can go Google something, right? Yeah. And try it out if it works or not, right? I never did that, by the way, if you're watching Clyde, right? But like I read into the anxiety instead of sit into it. right? Instead of being like, oh, fine, and like you don't do anything about it. It's like the action cures it, right?
Yeah,
That's like a cheesy saying. The action helps with anxiety.
Yeah.
But the perception also helps. Like, the system stuff, if you perceive systems being as a rigid negative thing, it's not gonna help you. If you view it as like it's gonna add value to all aspects of my life, then you see systems as like, oh, cool, like it's gonna help me.
I have a little downtime, like in my phone, it sounds so creepy, but I have a little downtime note. Yeah. So like for me, I know that when I go on holiday, if I have a weekend off, a lot of the time I will be anxious to take time off. Yeah. So it'll just be kind of like a reminder to be like, you're a human, not a robot. Like you need downtime to be able to, like, downtime basically isn't time away from the business, or it's not like you being counterproductive. It's your recovery between a set, right? It's kind of like, it's needed to grow basically. So it's like having those little kind of frames. It's like, oh, okay, chill kind of thing. That's kind of my way to de-escalate, you know?
Okay. I think putting that in play is like super good. Like when you get a workout plan,
Yeah.
it's like sets, reps, rest.
100%.
If it didn't say rest, like you wouldn't know what to do. It's like, oh, rest, 2 to 3 minutes.
Keep pushing. 2 to 3
minutes. Okay, cool. This is it's in the plan.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Right? Systems. You also just said like anxiety is data. That's basically what you just said.
Yeah.
You're such a data guy.
This is like, should just be called type A podcast. This is literally what it is, bro. This is like the most type A podcast.
Yeah.
Type A.
Yeah, you're like anxiety.
I'm like, anxiety, never heard of it.
What does anxiety tell me? It's just more data to make decisions in my systems.
I feel like more, exactly. But I mean, more like a human feeling that's normal.
Yeah.
But if you view it as a negative feeling,
Yeah.
then it's like it becomes more negative. Right?
It's just an inaction. Like anxiety, for me, anxiety is like being too much in the future, or just like thinking of what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like algorithm. Can I do something about it? Yes, I'll do it. Can I not do something about it? No, it's gone. Like if there's nothing I can do about it, there's zero anxiety whatsoever. If I have actions to do, then I have to do the actions, and I can't just like spend time on anxiety.
The anxiety is just basically just the unknown.
Yeah.
Right? If I was like, hey,
much,
I'm gonna stab you with this knife and it's gonna hurt, and you'd be less anxious than because you would know. You'd be like, oh, but if say like you live in Brampton and you've been stabbed a bunch of times
All the time.
you might be less anxious
Yeah.
if you're getting in a knife fight, because like, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Maybe I die, but like I get stabbed, it hurts a little bit, and like the shit heals, and I got a full stop.
Yeah.
Right? So like it's just if you're too much in the future, there's no way to know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And the unknown is really the shit you're just saying.
Yeah, that cripples you essentially.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you were telling me like Mahan crazy stories, right? Because like he said it, right? Baxter, like, oh, if my business goes away now, what he, zero money. Where can I start? I've been there so many. I've hit rock bottom so many times. Like I've literally started from zero so many times. And that's why I'm not worried, because I'm like, as he said, I know I can make it, right?
Yeah.
2011, Iran got sanctioned. Price of pound went from like 1 by 5 times. Get a call from family, cannot support you anymore. You're on your own. Well, I'm in the UK, nothing. Like literally, I remember like Bax knows this. There's so many times in my life I've like survived on a box of digestives. That's it, nothing else for weeks. Right? I had to steal food from supermarkets and then like go and pay them back when I had the money.
Yeah.
And I went from like going partying with my friends to like being that guy who hands out flyers to same friends, telling them to come to the club because I would get like a commission.
Yeah.
Like gone down. So like I've done down zero so much. So I think like maybe it's desensitized me, or just like now I know, as you said, it's not the unknown anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I get there. There's
Whatever.
so many things that I can do. Do I have 2 working hands? Yes. Do I have 2 working feet? Yes. Like, is it good? No, hell no, it's not good. But there's also like humans are so capable.
Yeah.
Like you just have to be like just a little bit savvy, a little bit of this. Like I'm like it's as you said, like me as a man, like just messaging, talking to people, reaching out, but like not to asking for money, but like, do you know anyone who needs me to learn like lift shit for them? Like all of us, what are we strong for? Like I'll go and like move things around to get lit for it, right?
100%.
I think that's what helps you be the 3-bearer guy.
Yeah.
When people ask me like, what's Mahan's deal? I'm like, he just
chill.
He's just the chill guy, and he's like just super okay being that guy. And like, there's no way I've never met anyone who's like you, like as much as you are like you. And it's because of your past that makes you like, I'm just present all the time. And things progress because I work hard. But if they don't progress super fast, it's okay. Because like if they all regress, you'll still be okay.
Yeah.
Right? We're like, if everything regresses, we're fisted.
Yeah.
No idea what's going on.
Yeah. 100%.
I think that's where your perspective is just through the roof, right? Yeah. It's like, you're living a good life. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
Right? This is like 500x whatever you were maybe 2011.
Yeah.
Right? So your perspective is just through the roof. You're like, I want to enjoy this right now.
Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not gonna think about no future, no business right now. Like I was gonna be here.
you know, people tell you like, oh, you don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, I was like that, and it happened. But gone. You're like, literally, because I remember, like, and I'm so grateful for my family. They sold everything back home to send me and my sister. Because I told you guys, like, going to the UK for an Iranian, at least within our circles, was not even a dream, right? Which is like nothing. Yeah. So they sold everything. I remember that phone call with my mom. She was like, because there was a time that I called her and I wanted to go back. Not when I was in the UK, when I first moved to India. Like left Iran, go to India. Okay. I was a 15-year-old boy, right? And I never forget that phone call. She's like, there's nothing to come back to here.
Figure that shit out.
Figure it out. And that's the lesson I learned at 15. Yeah, so that's why, like, you know, it's like there's nothing to go back to. Okay, so 0. Where do we go now? Yeah. And it's like from 0, it's just always up. There's like,
I guess this way, because you can probably relate to it almost. I don't know how much deeper you want to get into your story, but like if you were 15, right, and that stuff happened at that time, and you're rock bottom, right? What was like? Do you remember? I'm sure vividly you probably remember. What were the steps after that? You were like, okay, now I see some light.
I think we talked about it. Like another thing that I always tell people, like, I don't know how I stumbled upon this thought process, because as 15, you're like normally down, but I was just like, I got depressed, I was sad, I was teenage angst and everything else. And I just was like kind of looking for happiness externally. I was just like trying to find, I was like, dude, what kind of life is this? I have no one or nothing, not anything that helps me be happy. Right? And then just like reframed me, right? I reframed it. I was like, I make me happy. Like, it's just me. Like, there's no one else. Like I always say, like, no matter how much you're surrounded by people, how good everything is, it can't be a distraction, because the moment you close your eyes at night, you're alone. It's just like you and this guy over here, right? And if you can't like sit with this guy up there, you're fucked. So like that was a lesson I learned very early. So I was just like, okay, I need to be this guy's best friend. I need to be like, I just love and it sounds so bad. I might sound like a dick, but I love my own company so much that I could just do anything by myself with people, anything else. I'll just like, that guy, because I learned it. I was like, I'm the source of my happiness. Nothing else does it. And whenever I'm like, again, I'm still breathing, I was like, okay, I have a pulse. I'm still alive. I still can't do shit. Yeah. So I think like that was it. Like I genuinely, the thing I remember clearly was I can make myself happy. And that's it.
That's probably like, I guess, everyone's main quest for life, you know?
Yeah. Bro, yeah.
You know, like, it's not even a side quest. It's a main quest.
That's it.
If you can find a way you just like yourself all the time, just like, like, that'd be game. These guys already like things. They already won the game.
Bro, the amount of like CEOs and like multi-millionaires and like just doing stuff for external validation or for validation, they're like trying to prove themselves that once I get here, I will be happy. And like you say, the fisherman's tale is like, yeah, man, like the fact that you're there already by default, or not by default, you're already halfway through his life. Yeah.
Got very early on, man.
Yeah.
I always say like, I'm lucky and something happened, and like,
no, 100%.
It's neuroplasticity. Like if you just think like that from a young age, you just can't turn it off. Like it's just everything happened. I'm like, but like, you know, the reframing that you have, I just have it like, every time someone says me something bad, I'm like, okay, where's the good part? Like I always like find the good part in it. Like I just can't turn it, which is annoying sometimes for people, right?
You know,
toxic
something.
They're like, yo, ain't toxic positivity. I just like this life.
Yeah. You can always find it. Like there's never nothing. So
it's so my life's been way more sheltered, right? So I came into Canada in 2005, and obviously at that time there's lots of perspective. Because in India, there would be like times where like you only have water for like 2 hours of the day, right? So you get all your water in the morning, and then you fill all the tanks up so you have water for the day. And then every day at like 7 p.m., like light used to go out.
Yeah.
So you just, right? So like 7.
Sheltered life,
Until 2005, right? So that was, then we came to Canada, and you was all these accessibility, all these luxuries, and then you just have everything, right? Because everything is like Doritos, well, nacho for crazy, right? It tastes so good. But like you have everything going forward, but then I got into the culture a little bit too much and started taking everything for granted, right? And that's where like perspective, I think until 25 almost, you're 15. I think until 20, I'm 30 now, but 25, I was like, I would almost say I was anxious if I didn't have something to do constantly. I could not sit with my thoughts. Yeah. I would not be able to sit. That's why I'm so like, I guess reframe based now. Because like after 25, that's when I left accounting.
Right.
So the last 5 years, like, yo, I just stopped working 9 hours. I moved back home, and then I'm just my thoughts because I have no clients, right? And then I filled a lot of my thoughts with like courses, pre-script is where I met the guys, right? So I filled my thoughts with that. And then this last maybe 3 years, I focused more like, yo, what if I just don't consume anything? What happens? I'm like, oh, this is like kind of nicer. It's like a lot more peaceful, right? But it's tough to do that. Even like this trip, right? The reason I didn't do it for a long time, I want to go with people. I want to have other people around me. And then that way, like, I'm not solo traveling because that's a little bit like, I'll feel anxious, like, you know, I'll be with myself, whatever. Yeah. But I'm like, oh, this is pull the trigger. I'm like, oh, this is sick. This is like, you feel calm, you're chill because you like yourself more. Yeah. Right? So everyone different. Like, I think I started maybe feeling that way at like 26, 27. You felt like at 15. So that's what I mean. It's like a life quest where it's always ongoing. For like, I guess self-love, if you want to not be 100%, I'm going to say the G word. Yeah.
That was like me like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, so tough. Walking down the street in Thailand.
Yeah.
Guy on the street, one leg, laying on the ground with crutches, begging for money. Yeah. Right? Whenever something bad happens now, I just think about like, I have 2 legs. Yeah. And I have some money. Yeah. Could be worse. 100%. And like, and that was like 2 years ago. Yeah. I was just going to say, similarly, like, but similar to yourself, kind of overcame some adversity pretty early on, like family, health-based things, and like, my dad went to prison when I was quite young and that sort of thing. So again, like, things like freedom, like I saw that get taken away firsthand, you know, and that sort of thing. But then, soft life, bro, you start to grow up, you start to have the comforts, and like, bro, you end up like, moaning and whining like a little bitch. Like I'd be complaining about crazy stuff. Meanwhile, like my mum's like, you know, like have good health, like in the next room, bro. And I'm like seeing all that shit unfold, and I'm like still moaning about like little. I see you kind of like when you then have that. I think like what I try not to do too much is judge that version of myself, because it's like you can only deal with the problems that you have. Do you know what I mean? Or that you know. It's like use that to kind of cultivate that empathy toward other people and towards, you know, your kind of situation. But I think, I think it's kind of important to not judge yourself too much, but also just know that like, I don't know, you kind of have to lean in. You have to continue to kind of be aware of that stuff. And you already then have that comfort and you're out of that situation. Yeah. You have to keep leaning in, because otherwise you'll be a whiny little bitch.
Running water makes you soft.
100%, bro.
Dude, this was me. Because like, I think 15, Tehran. I mean, still in Iran, I was just like, I was going to the best schools. I was just had such a good life. I had my friends, like, you know, 15-year-old boy, his friends are just like, every material and everything else. Yeah. They sent me to India, right? Just pull me out of all of that, throw me there. And he's like, there were things like, after, like if it rained, no electricity. Like, if I ever have kids, they're gonna get fucking bullied. Cause I would be like, I did that. I studied for exams under candlelight. Not that many people can say that in this day and age. I have done that. Because like literally, I had exams the next day and like electricity's gone. The rain's gone. Like and for hours. And back then like nothing was there. Like, you know, it's just like a candle, read. I've done all of it.
Florence Nightingale.
Yeah. I showered in buckets. Like you know, there was no shower head. So you just have a bucket, another small bowl, you just pour it over your head.
That's my Nigerian auntie right there.
Yeah.
If I ever go sit with her, I can shower.
If I ever have kids, they complain about one. I just almost lost my life going to get food. I'll tell them I walked in the flood to get food.
Great, bro.
My dad's brother, so he's a surgeon, not surgeon. He's a psychiatrist.
Okay, psychologist,
something big doctor word, right? And he moved to the US in 1985.
Yeah, I can't even say the word.
1985, and he did the same thing. He used to study with a candlelight for medical school in India, right? And all we had in the like house we lived in was one room. I put whatever thing in the front, and like lights would go out, everything. Studied for med school and made it to the US, and like obviously he's killing now. And his son's a surgeon too now in Philadelphia, right? And his other son owns a tech company in New York with 200 employees. Right? The perspective is just like massive through the roof. Right?
So different, right?
That's a lot. So we are, say like we didn't grow up with that as much.
Yeah. I would actually just
So like, what's the play, right?
Yeah.
Sheltered Backs learns about guy with no leg 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like when he's 15.
Yeah.
Like what's the action items to make sure that like that mindset moves on to our next jet? Like when we have kids, like what are the action items that are going to give them that? Because like we work our bag off, our kids are going to have a better life than we have a problem. For sure, right? Like in terms of like they're going to have running water.
Yeah. Speak for yourself. I'm gonna like. No,
Mahan is going to cut his own power.
Listen, I was playing with this idea and like I told someone and they were like, maybe you should have children because it was like, if I have kids, I'm gonna fake bankruptcy.
You told me this multiple times.
I'm gonna fake bankruptcy for like 2 years or so.
Yeah.
And give them a taste of like poverty first before I tell them, that was a joke. You've been pranked. So I bye. But like, no, sorry.
You tell them they're like 18.
Yeah. Just like,
by the way, like we're actually doing super well. We just like
the rest of your life is so
like that.
Yeah.
Now Finn just not. You figured it out.
It's always interesting, isn't it? Because people default to like, my kids like are going to be spoiled. I think, and they kind of almost like resign to the idea that they're going to be spoiled. It's like, no, you just got to parent them. Like I think a lot of people like let circumstances like. I grew up very empathetic. I grew up like all different ways because I'd seen some things early on, like in comparison to like my neighborhood, lived in a nice area, but like we had just enough money to live in a nice area, but we were the poorest in the nice area sort of thing. So like that sort of thing. It's like, no, you just instill good values into them, right? It's like you make them, I think, like understand the value of money early. That's something that I like learned very early on because we didn't have much. So it's like I'd have to do my chores and do this and do that. It's like I then have to save money and all of those little kind of like lessons that you kind of learn. But yeah, you guys chip in.
I think for me, certainly, bro. Like one thing that because as I said, my parents are divorced. So I grew up with like my mom, my sister, my aunt, like all female house, right? And then I had this idea, which is like my dad's not in the picture, so it's just like I'm gonna be the best dad. I'm gonna give my kids like all the things that I wanted and didn't have. But then I had that reframing or perspective shift. It was like I shouldn't give my kids what I didn't have because it's not what they want.
Yeah.
I need to figure out what they need, right? Like, because if I just like, because parents do this, like, you know, they go like, especially older generation, they go like, in my time, we didn't have this. I'm giving you this opportunity. There's guilt associated with that, right? And they actually backfire. It's just like what they need. And I think for me is like exposure. Like I will try to expose them to as many cultures as possible. Like if there is an idea, like I think being able to see the world and truly experience it as much as possible, like it's a privilege. But like how many times you and I have talked about like the fact that we get to come like and be in Thailand and see like experience Songkran or another like holiday or anything else. Go to another country like in India, like if you haven't seen Diwali, like dude, right? Holy, right? Fun. But like you have to be able to expose them to just different stimuli. It's just like training, like, you know, adaptation, right? They just need to be exposed. Like there should be some sort of exposure to different things.
Yeah.
And obviously good parenting and like instilling true values.
Yeah.
And then, but also it's a roll of a dice as well. Like, you know, you think there's only so much you can do.
You can do all the right things, bro, but there's still the individual at the end of the day, right? And like I think the more that you try, and I think I was always quite lucky, so that when my mum was better, it was her kind of raising me and my siblings. It was like she didn't really like she gave me guidance and things that I really needed guidance on, but everything else it was like, well, you find your own way home, like, and you do this and you do that. It's kind of like gave me full autonomy, and they kind of allowed me to like start thinking a bit critically. And then like because I had the reins, it was like I feel like my friends that kind of had like parents quite like onto them about certain things, study, do this, do that. It's like they ended up rebelling and like doing something completely different. But it's just like, because I had the autonomy, I was like, okay, I like you got burnt a few times, like small ways, and you kind of start to learn those 3D lessons for yourself, and you're like, okay, you start to figure out what you actually do want and start to act that way. So they say we can kind of set them up and kind of expose them in certain things. And I think like still kind of know when to push a pull. I'm saying this, I'm not a kid.
I don't know what Baxter is, because he's the closest of us to being a dad.
Yeah. I'm fucking 5 years out, bro. I'm like 5'6".
Like he's literally trained to be dad bod.
So no, man, you just shoot a shot and he knows.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think like for two things. One with Felix is like example. I think there's the job of a human, the job of a parent is to keep their child safe. Right? So like your mom's like, find your way home.
Yeah.
She's at work maybe, right?
Yeah.
If you really were fridge.
Yeah.
She would leave work and come close. And she's like, okay, he'll find his way home. But like, just in case he doesn't, like, you're still sick.
Yeah.
It's not like it's 1 a.m. Walk through London by yourself.
Yeah.
Find your way home. It's like, no, she would come pick you up close, right? So it's like, I think that's the one thing of like, make sure your kids are safe. And then like, the world is a lot safer than people think.
Yeah.
You don't need to do everything for your kids.
Yeah.
I think the one thing with values is you need to understand your own values and have the like exhibit those values in order to pass them on. And if you don't know, everyone's like, oh, my kids are gonna have good values.
So and be old spur.
Okay, like do you have good values?
Yeah.
And then once you understand those values, it's like, okay, it's easy to instill those things. So like my parents, they didn't have a ton of money, but I was spoiled as fuck.
Yeah.
My mom actually like kind of fisted our family a little bit, like spoiling me too much.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I always, whenever I asked my dad for money, and like Mads' parents, like they do okay, but like they were really good with this of like, you can have money to go to the movies, but you have to do something first.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what did you do to deserve this? Like, you don't deserve this for existing.
Yeah.
So like the value of money is like, if you work hard, you get money. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like I need money. What do I need to do? Work hard.
Yeah.
Or do something.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like, I don't expect anything to come to me because of that.
Yeah.
And then like, but understanding the values of like what your values are,
Yeah.
then you can instill them. My parents did a good job of like, they actually have shit valued and they know that.
Yeah.
And how they parented, they were like, okay, do you see all the stuff we did? Just don't do that. And you'll be pretty much okay. Just to kind of learn from our mistakes. Like we're going to keep making them.
Yeah.
But like, we're going to tell you, we're just going to.
Yeah.
But like, just don't do that. So like growing up in BC, never smoked weed in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my parents do that.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to do it.
Yeah.
And like, that's how they instill their anti-values into me.
Yeah.
But like, you just need to have some sort of thing that like, want you to know your values or like know your shortcomings.
Yeah.
And my parents just said, we have these vices. We don't want you to have them.
Yeah.
Just don't do what we do. Like whatever you see, just like do the opposite.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Like I'll just not smoke weed either.
Yeah. It works.
And it worked very well. Shout out Richard and Yvonne. Like it works very well.
I would say like I don't know about the kids topic. I wish I should add to that.
You might have a Queen Asses podcast. You might have a kid first dog.
Listening, bro. Queen's
No,
listening.
I mean, I wanted to go back to the topic of like, say like someone doesn't have a rough brought up. They're not brought up in like whatever.
Okay, so me, I have no hardships.
Yeah, like no hardships. So, they don't have like this. It was that hero's journey.
Yeah.
Right, that's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
The hero's journey. Like, I don't think you need to have that. I think that's why these podcasts, books, talking to people, and I think, like you said, exposure to different lives, perspectives. And that's one of the biggest things. Like, lucky enough, you get to travel, be in different places.
Yeah.
You can almost expose yourself with that to get perspective rather than going through it yourself. Because like, a lot of people don't need to go through any of it,
Yeah,
or like have never been through. Like you said, 2 years ago, like everything kind of kicked in.
Yeah.
Right. You start thinking about it. Like, you for 15, for me 25. Right. So everyone's gonna be different, but I don't think you should feel bad about I didn't have this rough. So I'm too privileged.
Yeah.
And so I, should take advantage of this or whatever.
Yeah.
Take full advantage. Like,
Yeah.
all the opportunities.
100%.
Go full ham, right? If you have a sick, sheltered life, enjoy it. Make sure you spread positivity. Do whatever you can with it. But I don't think it's like a bad thing. I think it's like as long as you have perspective and exposure to different things. That's what I want my kid. Like I'll probably give him a with a spoiled life actually. But I think what I would do is expose to different cultures, different people, and get him to talk to my dad and mom a lot and their stories.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm sure like anytime we talk to elders, well, perspective is just like insane.
Yeah.
Life is different.
Life is different, so you like see everything else. Your dad did that, grandpa did that. Like, I think just having that perspective and seeing different people, like me being in Thailand, like people are so nice,
Yeah.
right? And they're just happy with whatever they're doing, right? And it's like, it's like security guard, whatever, they give you props. Like, perspective to
Number one fan.
number one fan. So I think that,
Yeah, he's the guy.
so I think that'll be the biggest thing I would instill in the kid is having perspective. Because after that, the way they evolve and mold will be through the environment, right? So like have a good environment, have good perspective. I think it's like a pathway.
I think the one thing that helped you with your perspective a lot, it was just something I really look up to you for, is like, you were the book guy. And you're like, oh, I read this story. Like, what's this book about? Oh, it's a story about the samurai who like did this and this. And like, that's all I think. Like, I got a different perspective, but like
100%.
sitting in your basement in Brampton.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like reading things that you wouldn't normally read, or like watching things you
That was my exposure.
wouldn't normally watch. Like even like movies.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's a movie, it's fake, but like it could be real life.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what if this was real life?
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, like, look at this, how this person handles this situation. Look at how this person handles this situation. I guess it's fake, but it's real enough
Yeah.
that it could happen. Like, you learn that from books, value, books, movies, whatever. Like, you just be exposed to something instead of like the fear with like this generation, brain rot of like TikTok, the small like even a movie is like,
It's crazy.
it's hard for a kid, a teenager, to watch a movie for 90 minutes. It's nuts. So it's like, gotta look at my phone. Need that dopamine rush. Not like, need to know what's happening now. Like, I watch a synopsis for 5 minutes on YouTube. Not like sit down and watch the full movie, or like read a full book.
Yeah. No, bro, because like I would say, like we were asking what made the transition from accounting to And one of the big things I mentioned was like the books and podcasts.
Yeah.
Because I just didn't know what was possible, or even if it was possible. See people around you.
Yeah.
Make a transition of like accounting, CPA, or like any good job as like a brown person, or in general. To be like, oh, let me go do this, start my own thing, and have zero income, and then post like videos online about like biceps to get clients. You know, like that just seemed really out of like the picture.
Yeah.
Like no way I would ever do that. So I think it was just like exposing myself to the podcast and the books. Like, holy shit, like these guys are like, it's wild. It's just doing the things and like at like a crazy rate, and the impact they're having is positive, and they're happier. So I was like, oh damn, it is possible. And I think that was one of the biggest things that just kickstarted everything, was exposing. So it wasn't like one thing. It was like a combination of like 30 things that led to like a specific action. Right?
Like, you don't know it's possible until you see it. Like,
100%. Like, for me, there was a couple of things just to chime in there. There was a book called $100 Startup. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. Nice. And it's what it says on the tin. It tells you about all these small businesses. They're all working remotely, start a business off $100. And I was like, I never really saw myself as like a business owner per se. That interested me. I was quite happy doing what I was doing at the time. And I was like, I kind of planted a seed, left it, traveled, came back. And I was like, when you say you kind of need to see somebody doing it, at the time, I'll be honest, my confidence wasn't like sky high. Like, it was like I saw my friend killing it in Dubai with a business, north of 250 plus clients. And I'm like, I wouldn't necessarily want, because I saw the life that he had to kind of have to go with that, the admin and all of that sort of like the stress as well, for lack of a better word. So it's like, I don't necessarily want that size business, but I'm like, I'd take a third of that.
Yeah, if you had 20% at 50 clients, like,
I'd be all right, happy with that. And then that was it. It was like, I believe I'm at least a third of like where he's at. You know what I mean? I could do that. Because that kind of gave me that belief. But I think, being able to see that kind of blueprint from somebody else, whether that be through books, podcasts, whatever, I think that's the thing that I used to find frustrating was you'd hear on podcasts like, your circle, your environment. It's like, bro, I'm fucking like arse end of like middle of nowhere, like town, all everyone wants to do on the weekend is like get fucked up, whatever. It's like my circle is non-existent here. But I think that the quickest thing you can do is your information diet, right? It's your books, it's a podcast, that sort of thing. You kind of cultivate that kind of environment all within the comfort of your home, you know, if you're curious or not.
Isn't it sick though, like that? That's available to everyone nowadays. With this life, you know, with technologies and everything else. But as Baxter said, like either they choose the constant I need to know now, or like the dopamine hit, or like the same person could just go and like get the book online. Get the audio book online, get the like anything of it online. We will listen to a podcast and like, you know, like it is there. It's just that choice.
It all comes down to doing the thing, right? Even the buying the book on Amazon and reading it. It's just you're not doing that part.
Comes back to the dopamine thing and the coaches thing. This is what I get all the time of like coaches ask me questions. Like, I coach a lot of coaches. They need to know now. And then my style, I don't tell anything. I ask them a question back. I make them think, and they're fucking so bad at it. Shout out David from Italy. I just like a billion questions back and forth. I was like, this guy is gonna quit coaching. I bet you he hates me. Every check-in, he's like, I'm so good at thinking now. And it's like, because you don't need to in this day and age. So like, especially like if you have a mentor that just tells you things, now you really don't need to do it. And it's like, you're just using someone else's experience. But it's like, having to actually like, okay, sure, ChatGPT and answer, but like, you know, you got the dopamine sick, but you haven't put it into play yet.
Yeah. That's so funny because, like, first of all, shout out Italy, Roberto. Like, and that's literally what I've
Shout out Roberto in my DMs as well.
Shout out Roberto.
It's that, like, I've literally started incorporating what you said. Like, with him, I don't answer his questions. I ask more questions. I'm like, you tell me. Like, I literally, every question is like, he asks something, I'm like, then you tell me, like, what do you see here? What is this, right? It's just like, think, because they are like, and I feel like it's the younger generation coaches. They just want the answer. And then before they even get, like, they get the answer to this, and instead of acknowledging it and be like, oh, so that's why this and this and this. The next one is next questions. They don't even like sit on that answer. They just ask the immediately, like the next question, and next question, next question. And they never apply it. And then the same question comes back like a week later because they never truly understood it. Right? It's just like,
they know they don't understand. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, do you want to know things or do you want to understand things? It's like, oh, like, what course should I take to know more things? It's like, none of them. You should learn one tiny thing and then understand that thing and then go from there.
This is I'm not even that good at it. I'm kind of working on it. Is how to critically think, right? How do you actually? I know you ask questions.
You're good at it. As someone who just spent just the fact that you reframe things, that's critically.
Just think one filter, right? Yeah.
I have an answer for your question.
Okay.
So imagine that I'm a child.
Okay.
And you ask me a question. What am I going to say? Whatever answer you say, I'm going to say why.
Yeah.
And then you're going to tell me an answer. And then I'm going to say why. Yeah. And you're going to tell me an answer. I'm going to say why. Because I'm a child. I just want to know why. Why is this? Why is this? Oh, like, why do we eat this food? Oh, it has a lot of protein. Why?
Yeah.
Why is protein good? Oh, because this. Why is that? And eventually, either one of two things will happen. You will know the answer in which you don't actually understand, or the child will actually understand to the level that they need to. And that's how I critically think. When I find an answer, I say, why is this?
That's right.
And then I find another answer. I say, why? And I find another answer. I say, why? And I pretend I'm a child knowing nothing, because I am a child knowing nothing.
Yeah.
And then eventually I understand. Right. But like sometimes it's like, why? Endocrine system. I'm like, fuck, okay. For the sum of paper. And then I'm like, okay, endocrine system. Why? And eventually now I'm like actually understanding things, not just knowing them, but like that's my answer. It's like how to critically think. Yeah. Just every single time you get an answer, just say, why is that a thing?
Yeah.
Ask another question. And like it never stops. Never. Because you can always go deeper, but you need to go deep enough. I think coming back to the coaches thing, all the coaches want to go too deep because they don't understand who they're coaching. Yeah. Right? It's like structure of protein. Yeah. Why? How does protein digestion work? Why? Yeah. We tell guys don't need to know that. Yeah. Eat Greek yogurt. It's fine. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Right? So a lot of coaches are like, oh, I coach vegetarians. Yeah. That's a key. You don't need to know what these things. Yeah. You don't need to know. My question I get all the time, how do you, not that I'm like a blood work expert, but like, I can talk to read blood work and work in the hospital. Yeah. Coaches are like, hey, where do I learn to read blood work? Yeah. So you don't need why the freak you need to learn to read the blood work? Yeah. I was like, one, you're not qualified. Two, how many clients are giving you blood work? Zero. You coach moms. Yeah. Like, just like give them some habits.
Just test as well.
Right? So it's like, that's the thing of like, when people go to the other end of like, try to critically think too much. Yeah. And it's like, no, too much thinking, less, not enough action. Yeah. You need to execute now and put this into play. Yeah. Like find the why enough for why for the who you're going to execute on. Yeah. You don't need to go any deeper, go execute. Right? Because if you go deeper and you don't execute, what's going to happen to this? You just forget. Yeah. Right? How much shit did you learn in school? The guy's an electrical engineer, didn't know what a rectifier was, didn't know what AC power, DC power was. Because you didn't need to. Yeah. It's way deeper than you need to now. Yeah. Right? It's like if you learn a bunch of shit or know a bunch of shit, but don't apply it, then it's useless. But I think like to critically think, ask why, but you only need to ask why so much until you get the answer that is going to lead to action items.
I guess like what I'm getting from that is the underlying umbrella first is like have self-awareness of what is like the thing you're trying to fill the gap with. So what area do you need to think about? And then being self-aware of like, okay, what part do you need to stop that thinking on and do the doing part.
Yeah.
Right. And that's usually like the biggest loop, right? People never get to the first, they don't think, or they think too much and then never get to the doing.
Yeah.
And it's like a full circle. Or maybe I should think and learn more. And yes.
I think the first part is the most important.
Yes.
And I tell people this on a call, but I'm like, they're like, oh, like you say I can ask you questions about like things. I was like, the most valuable thing I am to you as a coach who coaches another coach is I can identify your gaps in 12 seconds.
Yeah. I mean,
You ask a question, you use a word in the wrong way. I'm like, you don't know. You don't understand it. This is your gap. Go look at that.
yeah.
Right? So like, it's easy to fill gaps. Right? If I said like, I don't understand why you wear that bracelet.
Yeah.
I like it.
I could figure it out. Right? Like that's the gap.
Yeah.
But like understanding that gap
Yeah.
is very hard for a lot of people when there's just a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you were like, hey Bax, like this is the gap in your business that you don't know. You don't know how to run ads.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can go learn. I don't need your help anymore. That's it.
That's it. You know?
Like just identifying the gap is so easy. And like
Yeah.
once you,
But we want to spend time doing that.
Yeah.
Right? We'll spend time actually figuring out the gap.
and like with a course, like we were talking about before,
Yeah.
a course just tells you things.
Yeah.
It might fill a gap,
Yeah.
but we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's like, oh, should I take this blood work course? You don't know how much protein's in a gram of, like, you don't know how many calories in a gram of protein. You're a macroist. Like, go fill that gap first.
Yeah.
So, like, identifying gaps is the biggest.
The biggest. Yeah.
And, like, the critical thinking can't even start.
Yeah.
Or else you're critical thinking about something that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The only reason I didn't ask that question of critical thinking is because we're sitting on a consumption base, and we thrive. All of our businesses thrive off that, right?
Yeah.
Consumption, like people are consuming the content, consuming who we are as people, and then reaching out for potentially coaching.
Yeah.
So we're based on that, but it's like, where's the fine line where people just can't find the fine line of consuming? Okay, cool. Let's go execute, and then come back and whatever gap I need to fill, consume based on that gap.
Yeah.
Right. So if someone can like figure out that life game, right, and then not try to constantly do things, and maybe they're doing things or not doing things, maybe because of self-love, like they don't believe in themselves,
But in action.
they don't like themselves enough, or like feel like they have any belief in them taking action, right? So it's a trifecta of podcasts, right? Just all over the. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
Okay.
The food as well, but I forgot about the food.
Oh yeah, we have food on the table.
Oh, yeah, food. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up. I just want a quick elevator pitch on. Do you guys think ChatGPT is gonna replace fitness coaches?
No.
No.
Okay, give me a longer.
Okay, I was gonna
Okay,
I was just gonna say,
let's say no faster.
look, no. I will say no. I will say surface level. It'll be able to, and already is able to kind of communicate ideas. Again, obviously different client bases, right? So it depends where you're at. For me, it's mainly like recomposition, building muscle, losing body fat. So they can find information, but actually implement that into their own lifestyle. It's not going to be able to really do very well. I also think the community element, as AI evolves, that's something that I'm going to be going quite heavy into. In-person events, in-person retreats, this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because again, I think as you see it now, like people are leaning on ChatGPT for like instead of a therapist, it's like that in-person stuff is just going to become like guys are already pretty isolated. They're just going to get more and more isolated. So that's kind of where I see that.
Yeah. ChatGPT is just a search engine.
Yeah.
It's just Google, but 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
And it deals in facts. And life is not facts. Life is facts plus emotions plus action. And ChatGPT will never deal with emotions. And it's just a search engine.
Also, there was a research you cannot distinguish between fact and opinion.
Yeah.
Because like computers respect things that's written
Because it's just words.
exactly
Right? Like I could write, it could find like, this is the best for this, but it's someone's opinion.
Yeah,
Like
right.
best 5 glute exercises. And it like finds that. And I'm like, what's the best 5 glute exercises? And it like
Yeah,
puts that in. It's not like, oh, well, this study, this and this and this. And like this person grew glutes with like 1 billion things. Like this person had 1,000 clients experience. Like it just works. It's a search engine. Like how many times you search something on Google and you don't find it there?
Dude.
Or you find something,
like massage parlors all the time.
or you find something and it's the wrong thing.
Yeah, look, it's the same massage. They gave me some other.
Yeah, and I
Good
think
myself.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And I think it won't replace it. It can make it better because, like, as you said, it's just a faster engine. So you can kind of, especially with it can make processes faster, honestly. But also there'll be, in my opinion, more regulations on it. There's going to be more regulations on online education, like everything, right? Shout out, if I say this, hopefully it's the end so you can cut it out if it gets canceled. But shout out China. They're banning influencers who don't have
China's crazy.
China, sorry. Because they're banning influencers. I tell why. Because they're banning influencers who do not have a formal education when they give their opinion on something like that. It's like,
shout out China, but
right?
Both
Medically, fitness, they're banning all of that. So I think it should come eventually to the online space, some sort of a regulation where if you don't, the qualification certification kind of conversation. And I think with these regulations coming in place and everything else, AI will enhance or help people who are at the right place.
Yeah.
And some of the things now you cannot use it for therapy and things like that. They're finding the limit. It's still very young. Even though it's been for a couple of years, it's still very young and people are still finding new uses for it. So it won't replace the human touch. You could do a virtual meetup with AI, just with glasses. They all, instead of a retreat, going to the beach.
I think the accountability piece as well, bro, I think is very hard to replicate. We're all pretty disciplined, right? We all literally give people the tools to be able to cultivate their own discipline. And even I know that I benefit 10x more having gaps in my corner versus holding myself to account. You're not going to be holding yourself to account with needs to make the level up.
I gotta figure it out.
Catching up. You're getting up blood cancer.
But do you know what I mean? Versus having having no accountability or having a app to kind of keep you accountable. It's I've got the Headspace app. I don't use it too much now. It's if I get a notification from that or fucking Duolingo, if it's to learn Spanish or something, it's Duolingo pops up, bro. Fuck off. Do you know what I mean? Baxter to me, I'm probably going to reply,
Probably. That's I think that's the army thing.
Yeah.
Not man or woman, man as in humans. A man will never let another man down.
Yeah.
Right? He'll let himself down fucking 7 days out of the week.
Yeah.
A man will never let another man down.
His friend who jumped in front of the knife.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's a story for another day, bro. Let's cut that. Let's cut that.
Yeah.
But for real, 100%.
I agree, yo. I think I'm not gonna ramble on it, but I think human touch can be replaced.
Can be?
Human touch can't be replaced, right? The China college jobs. Sir, he was gonna go the whole podcast is a wrap up.
Shout out to him.
We were dead, bro.
I'm so sorry when I said
that. No, I think people are already so isolated and so anxious, right? So when they'll realize it really quick, and I'm noticing with the gym at FF, people are craving that in-person community and human touch even more.
Yeah.
More than ever, because everything is so the Muay Thai class. The reason it was fun because of people, right? Yes, the thing is fun. I had no idea what I was doing, but I had so much fun.
Yeah.
Right? So human connection and your kid, Bax is gonna respond to or Bax is gonna message you. It's cool, because a human.
Yeah.
It's not an AI that's responding to your things. And then as humans, we evolve and change. We talk about systems. As a human, yes, we can have systems, but we're gonna evolve and change. And the AI is not gonna adapt to that. It's not gonna be this person's feeling this way. It's gonna be it's a fact. You just gotta do this, right?
Yeah.
So long story short, I don't think he's gonna replace it. But okay, that's a wrap, guys. Even though we're not rappers, but that's the podcast. Okay, fine.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you guys will say bye?
Thanks for watching.
Subscribe.
Thanks for watching.
Press that subscribe button.
Where's the hats? Where's the hats? We're gonna have the hats.
All of our info is in the description. Make sure you subscribe, share. Okay, bye-bye.
Especially if you're in China.
Yes. It's shout out time. Shut up.
None of us are qualified. None of us are qualified.